Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Plant Based with Nicole podcast. I'm back. I'm your host, Nicole also known as Plant Based Nicolershae on Instagram and TikTok. I have been on a break for about 2.5 months, honey. It was a well-deserved break, but I'm back, continuing on with season 6. We're bringing back a special guest, Lawrence Richardson. He was also on my season 4. So make sure you go check out that interview because that talks about his story, his plant-based journey, how he got into eating plant-based, how he healed his diabetes, blood pressure, and some other things. So make sure you go check out that story because today we're going to be focusing on the fact that he did 30 days on watermelon. 30 days! I couldn't even do one day. That takes some discipline, y'all. So let's just read a little bit about my guest, Lawrence Richardson. Recently, Lawrence took his healing journey even further by committing to a 30-day watermelon cleanse. Lawrence stayed committed to this cleanse to stay healthy, lose weight, and most importantly, strengthen his mindset. Touch your neighbor. Ha! He wanted to build consistency in his habits and create real lasting change in his life. But it quickly became a journey of transformation. His goal was to improve his health, build discipline, and create lasting change. He lost 20 pounds. He sleeps better. He has lowered his blood sugar. Hello? What? And feels more confident and clear than ever. For Lawrence, it's not just about watermelon. It's about showing up daily with intention and purpose. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Lawrence Richardson. Lawrence! Thank you for coming back to my channel. It's so good to have you back again.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You always seem to amaze me. You and your challenges, like 30 days. First, I'm telling everybody in the intro that I interviewed you before about your story and how you got into, plant-based lifestyle and all that. So they can go watch that in season 4 to get caught up. Today, I want to focus more on the watermelon challenge for 30 days because that just amazes me, being that I can only do one day. I mean, I did it one day last week and I was like, I just don't understand how people could do it for as long as you have. Some people do it 90 days. I'm just like, I need to talk to you. I got answers. I got questions, actually. I need answers. So Lawrence, okay, let's back up. Calm down, Nicole. Okay. So we know about your plant-based story, and those of you who don't know, go watch it on season 4. But this time around, you did 30 days on watermelon. And I think you've done a few of these fruit challenges before. So what inspired you to do 30 days this time, and why did you choose watermelon?
Good question.
I know you talk about that in your bio a little bit as to why, but it's better for you to explain it as well.
Absolutely. So I've been in this plant-based journey for a while now, and I've had my ups and downs with it. And so I had basically had some weight gain, and I was looking to basically get back on track, become more consistent. And I had done watermelon fast and fruit fast in the past. I've been very successful with it. And so I was just like, you know what? It's familiar to me. Why don't I jump back on it and see what kind of results I can get? And so one day I was listening actually to a podcast, Mel Robbins' show, and she had a doctor on there who said they were talking about basically getting your life back on track. And so he was talking about you need to work on your rest, your relaxation, your nutrition, and a few other things. And it really resonated with me. And it was right at the time when I was deciding to get back doing a watermelon cleanse. And so I adopted the structure that the doctor talked about in that podcast. And every day I was prepared with my watermelon a day in advance just to make sure that when I woke up the next day to go to work, I was prepared with my nutrition. There's no excuses to deviate from it and go to a store or go get a salad or whatever the case may be. And so really, I just had fallen off track a little bit, and I wanted to become more consistent. And watermelon's easy. You just go buy watermelon. So the structure of just getting watermelon, preparing it, super easy. So that was very attractive to me, and I had been successful with it in the past. But my why was I was slipping, making mistakes with my nutrition, want to get back on track, and that's why I jumped into it head first.
You did really well. That's some dedication right there. Like I said, I did it for one day last week and I was like, I can't do this no more. So for you to do 29 more days, like that's dedication. That will definitely teach you some dedication and some, what's the word? Discipline. I commend you on your, discipline. That takes a lot to do that for 30 days. So did you feel like it taught you the discipline that you needed? Because you said you kind of fell off track a little bit. In terms of when you say you fell off track, does that mean you were just eating too much and just going crazy with food, or you went back to the animal products? Like what is falling off track look like?
Sure. So I didn't go back to animal products. It was still plant-based, but sometimes it would be like, I call it junk food, plant-based food. You go to different restaurants where the food may be fried or prepared a certain way where it's not the most healthiest. And so I was eating a combination of healthy foods and plant-based foods that weren't prepared the best. And so due to that, there was weight gain and things like that occurred.
Yeah. Food. Sometimes it could be the devil. No. So, wow. Okay. So you lost a total of 50 pounds since you started plant-based in 2022, a total.
Yes.
And then 20 of that, you gained some back,
Mhm.
and then you just recently lost 20 of it. So, but total it's 50 pounds, and that's amazing. 50 pounds. That's pat on the back for you. So 20 of that was from the cleanse.
Mhm.
Now talk about, how you plan on keeping the weight off, because when we're doing fruit cleanses or watermelon cleanses or even maybe juice, the caloric intake could be a lot lower than your normal way of eating. So that's why you lose weight, right? So when you start eating and you're eating more calories, you can end up gaining it back if you're not careful. So how do you plan on keeping it off?
Yeah. So I think the watermelon cleanse was over probably about a month and a half ago or so. And so after it, I started to calorie count and things like that, but there still was a little bit of weight gain afterwards. And I realized that would be the case just because I was in a huge caloric deficit. How I plan to maintain it is just by eating primarily whole plant-based foods, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, good variety, but also stay active and just continue to monitor and progress. What I'm doing now is I'm watching my weight. I'm being consistent with the fitness and the nutrition. And then if I need to scale back or add some things or whatever along the way, I'll make those changes in order to keep making progress or at least be in a maintenance level where I'm remaining the same weight. And so I think it's a constant like check in with yourself on a daily basis where you're checking your weight. You're making sure you're on your nutrition and whatever activity lifestyle you're being consistent with that. And I think with those three things, that's really going to help you be consistent in the long run. I mean, you could be just in a huge caloric deficit and still lose weight without the workouts, but I think it's really important the fitness, the nutrition combined. I think it's really great.
It's definitely necessary, especially as we get older.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need exercise and fitness for your heart, if anything,
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's not even about weight loss. It's just, even if you're, a slender person and people be like, I don't have to work out because I don't need to lose weight. You don't even need to do it for weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for health. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's a good idea to adopt that, just your lifestyle, regardless if you need to lose weight or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I also find that, like, when I ask, how do you plan on keeping it off? I find that, wow, I just don't know where that's coming from. Anyway, I find that, like, if you tackle it, when we gain weight, say like we eat too much over a weekend, when you gain weight, you don't gain fat right away. It's just water food weight, I call it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
If we tackle it right away and we don't let it build up, right? You don't gain 20 pounds in one weekend, right? It's like it's accumulation. Like one weekend you eat a little bit too much on the 4th of July, you gain 2 pounds, but you don't tackle it right away. Then the next event comes and you gain another, and it keeps adding up. But if you tackle it right away, I find that I only had to lose 15 pounds, but in my 15-pound fat loss journey, and I took my time losing it, I found that that's part of my lifestyle. I eat more on the weekends. I eat more when I go to events just because I don't know. I'm excited. My hunger is increased a little bit. The food is just in my face. So why not eat it? I gain a couple pounds over a weekend and then I get back to my norm right away to get it off so that it doesn't keep adding up. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, that's also something, if you, this time around, like if you do it, that's why it's good to kind of weigh yourself at least once a week. So you can just kind of just keep monitoring it, like if you do eat a little bit too much over a weekend, you gain 2 pounds, that, okay, that's just water, food weight. I can get that off quickly and then get back to my norm. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that really resonated with me, what you said is, you may have a weekend where you go out to eat or there's a cookout, you might eat a little bit more, but getting back to the norm is so important because it could be the next week and you have another event. You don't get back to the norm, and before you know it, you're at a weight that isn't pleasant to you, and it can happen pretty quickly.
It sure can, because when my 50th birthday in November, I had just lost 8 pounds of fat. Mm-hmm. On my birthday weekend, I was out there for 5 days. I gained 5.5 pounds in 5 days. But as soon as I got back, it was just water, food. I got back to my norm and I got it off in a week, and it came off quickly because it wasn't fat yet. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Just tackle it right away, people. Excuse me. So what kind of benefits besides weight loss did you experience during this 30-day watermelon challenge?
So again, structure, doing the same thing over and over again repeatedly for 30 days, gain structure, gain more confidence, have more clarity of mind. Really, I think those are the 3 things that really were the main benefits. That structure, I think, is so key because now that I'm out of it, I have structure in my lifestyle now. I'm training for a half marathon. I'm getting up early in the mornings. I'm running. I have a schedule. I'm using the app to track my miles. I'm being very conscious of what I'm eating, a variety of fruits, plant-based foods. And the benefits were, as I transitioned out of it, I was able to transition to something that was realistic, where I wasn't just eating fruit for a long period of time. And so I think the structure and the discipline I gained out of it, those are the benefits that I gained that helped me out so much.
Yeah, structure is big. And you inspired me on one of your posts. And I was talking about this to my husband the other day about going to bed earlier, because like right now, I'm an actor and a content creator and podcaster, but I supplement my income with substitute teaching when school's in session. Since I'm not teaching this summer, I'm staying up really late, 2 a.m, sleeping in until 10:30, 11, and I hate it. I hate that. Like, I don't like that. So I saw one of your posts about going to bed earlier, and I'm like, okay, I need to start doing that. Get back into, just because I'm not waking up at 7:30 to go teach doesn't mean I gotta stay up hecka late. You know what I mean? I still want to keep that structure. So I might give myself a little challenge to go to bed earlier so I could wake up earlier. Because I don't like that feeling. You know what I mean? It just feels gross. Yeah. It's like, oh, I get to sleep in, but it just doesn't feel good at the same time. It's weird. But thank you for your inspiration. I got to get it together. Did you have any negative detox, like headaches, nausea, stomach pains? I remember one time I was trying to do it for 5 days and I only made it to like day 3. This is not the one from last week, but a long time ago. And it was hurting my stomach every day. I don't know why. Did you have any negative detox?
Fortunately I didn't. No negative detoxes. I think on day 14, I was kind of getting tired of just eating the same thing every day, to be honest with you. So day 14 came, and for whatever reason, I wanted to eat everything that my coworkers were bringing to work. The smell of the food and stuff kind of triggered me a little bit. But at that moment, I had to remember my why and just say, get through today, and I should be fine. Just take it one day at a time. So no detox symptoms or anything like that, but was triggered a few times by seeing other people's food and smell it in the office.
Well, that's great. You didn't have any negative detox because that's like um doing all fruit is already like so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And to do one fruit that could,
Yeah.
so that's good. I mean, wow. I'm like, why can't that happen to me? Like I said, one time I tried it. I was on day 3 and each night my stomach was hurting so bad. And I don't know if that was a mental thing or what, but it didn't feel good. So that's good. You didn't have any detox, negative detox anyway. Going into this cleanse, did you expect it to be more physical or mental? And then how did that shift as you progressed?
I expect it to be more mental, honestly. I think when you're trying to do something that's as disciplined or focused as just eating watermelon, like I think if your mind is in it, you can really accomplish anything you want to. I think when your mind isn't in it and you tell yourself, man, like I'm tired of this, I want to do something different, or I'd rather do something else. It can make it challenging. But I think if your mental is in it, it's easier to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And so I knew, well, with anything that's difficult, if your mental isn't on point, it's not going to be attainable. So I knew it would be a mental struggle
Mm-hmm.
all the way through. But honestly, I was kind of ready just to turn my life around from the inconsistency that was going on in my life. And so I was very much, motivated to just get after it and to make progress with health and weight loss and just discipline and structure. And so, to answer your question, I think the mental is the most challenging for something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, it starts in the mind.
Hmm.
The mind got to be right first. Otherwise nothing else is going to work.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Uh, so that's good that you said that. So what did the typical day look like during your cleanse? Were you eating like watermelon in the whole form? Were you doing juices, smoothies? Like how are you eating it?
Sure.
And how many watermelons did you eat a day?
So I eat one watermelon a day, on average. And typically I would eat it in its whole form. Just chop it up, prepare it in Tupperware or Ziploc bags. On some occasions, because it wasn't quite watermelon season, I would take it, juice it, or blend it up, and I would drink it in that form. But that was only on a few occasions where I would do that. And it was just because I didn't want to waste the watermelon. It tasted kind of terrible. And so to get through it, I blended it up, chugged it, and kept it moving.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I said this in a couple of videos that if you get a watermelon and it's edible, but it's just not good,
Mm-hmm.
put it in a blender. I don't know if you did this part, but add a little bit of stevia or sweetener. Well, you were only doing watermelon, so maybe you wouldn't do the sweetener, but a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of stevia or whatever your sweetener choice, and blend it up. And it's so delicious. And then you don't have to waste it. But if it's not edible, if it's a bad watermelon, then take a picture of it and go get your money back. I do that. I had to do that so many times because I'm not about to bring the whole watermelon back to the store.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a way to still eat it if it's not tasty, but it's still edible. And sounds like you did that too, huh? Because it's a gamble. It's always a gamble when you get watermelons. It's so frustrating because you just don't know. Even if you follow all the little criteria, tap it and see if it's hollow and
Yep.
does it look at the watermelon butthole. I mean the little things. I forgot what they say about that. Push that in, or look at the birthmark. I don't know all the stuff they be saying. Like even if you follow all the rules, sometimes it's still not a good one. So it's just a gamble. But anyway, how has this cleanse helped? You kind of touched this a little bit, but how has this cleanse helped shift your relationship with food, if at all?
I think it's just allowed me to appreciate how I feel when I'm eating good food. I mean, I think all the other foods I was indulging in, they taste good. It's kind of like instant gratification. But once you've ate it, you don't feel necessarily that great because it's not that healthy for you. And sometimes there's some guilt associated with it because of the weight gain. And so I think the cleanse has helped me to be more appreciative of the healthier options because I feel my best, I operate my best when I'm eating the clean foods.
Right. Definitely feel better mentally, physically,
Mm-hmm.
and it just sets the tone for everything else.
Absolutely.
I understand. Because, like, when I eat junk food, vegan junk food, it just tastes good to the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make me feel good mentally or physically. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just satisfaction to the tongue. But when you eat healthy and clean, it's good to the tongue, the
Mm-hmm.
mental, and the physical, you know?
Yes.
I hope everybody can hear us with this sound. I can't believe you can't hear what I hear.
I don't hear
It's
anything.
weird.
No.
Okay. You don't hear any. That's so interesting. Okay. Now this is the one that I'm just like blown away. You experience lowering your blood sugar during this 30 days of eating watermelon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Okay. This took me back because I'm like, okay, you know the myth about too much sugar, the cortisol, raising your sugar, blood levels, and blood sugar and all that stuff. So you only ate sugar for 30 days, but yet your blood sugar decreased.
yeah. So I knew that it would happen based on when I first started this plant-based journey back in 2022, because my doctor recommended the plant-based journey because of my high blood sugars, cholesterol, and diabetes issues and stuff. So immediately when I got on the plant-based, eating fruit, whole foods and stuff, over time, my blood sugar went into the normal range. And basically, after a while, I got all medications as a result of it. But with the watermelon, I believe because it's a whole plant-based food, it's natural sugar. Those kind of foods, fruits, they don't increase your blood sugar. I think if you're eating that in addition to other, we'll say processed foods or unhealthy foods, of course you're going to get a spike in blood sugar. But when you're eating the whole plant-based variety or options, it's usually going to help you stabilize your blood sugar or lower it. That's been my experience.
That is so interesting. That is so interesting. And it also, I think I had another podcast guest that did 90 days on
Mm.
fruit and healed his diabetes. And if I'm not mistaken, because it's been a while since I interviewed you and I'm older, so my brain I be forgetting stuff, but did you have diabetes?
Yeah, type 2 diabetes, cholesterol.
And you healed it.
Correct. Yep. After
And
8 months, my doctor, after checkup after checkup, she had confidence based on the lifestyle I was doing and my blood work that she took me off my medications. My blood sugar was in the normal range, no longer elevated and high. And so it was a blessing to be off the medications because that was my goal all along, to find something that's sustainable that I don't have to take a pill every day in order to control my health. And so I found my health with the foods I eat now. Yes.
wow. And back then when you first started and you healed the diabetes and the blood pressure and everything, were you eating all fruit or were you eating a mixture of like beans and rice and potatoes and things like that as well?
Very much variety. And so like back then my meal plan was like a couple smoothies in the morning. In the evening I'd eat like 2 large salads. In the food options I'd use like chickpeas, quinoa, kale, peppers, onions, a variety of different plant-based options. And so I was eating a combination of fruits and salads and vegetables.
Wow. Wow. This is very interesting. It's just, especially for this time, to be eating only sugar
Mm-hmm.
and your blood sugar lowered. So that just, all those little things that people say, that just threw that out the window because you're proof in the pudding.
Yeah, I think when people are eating like the sad American diet and they can sugar wise, the carbohydrate wise, and they try to compare it to whole plant based foods, it's different. We're talking about something that's natural versus something that's processed. And so the processed foods is going to affect your body differently than eating something that's a whole plant based foods, that's what we're designed to eat. And so I would say for individuals who have type 2 diabetes or anything like that, don't be afraid to lean into whole plant based like fruits and vegetables. course, listen to your doctor's recommendation and advice, but I went that route, that method of eating whole plant-based foods, utilizing a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables, and it's changed my life.
Wow. So you're like no more type 2 diabetes, like it didn't come back or?
Correct. Yeah. Blood sugar is normalized. I had a physical not too long ago, and it's in a healthy range.
Wow, that's amazing. Now I know you were walking a lot during this cleanse. Did you lift weights, and do you think you lost any muscle?
I don't not noticeably lose a lot of muscle, if any, but I did walk and run quite a bit. I actually started the half marathon training while on the watermelon cleanse.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. And so that's where I was waking up early in the morning, sometimes 4 a.m., getting to the park around 5 a.m. Like this morning, I got up around 3:30 a.m. to get to the park a little before 5 because, yeah, I ran 6 miles this morning because I'm on week 7 of 12 of my training. And, here in Houston, it's very hot and the humidity's out of control. And so I had to get to the park at a certain time in order to get all the mileage in,
Oh,
before it wasn't tolerable to run in those kind of conditions. And so, yeah, it's like I said, going to bed early is very important. That way you're able to get up, attack your goals, have time for yourself, and then if you have a job or 9 to 5, you're able to go do that. But I find I have the most success when I get my rest at night and get up in the morning and attack my goals. I'm finding that my lifestyle is more balanced and I do better with my nutrition and overall lifestyle.
oh my goodness, that is inspiration for your behind. Look, 3:30 on a Saturday?
Yeah.
You went jogging, running at 5 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yes.
I love that. I love that for you. That's some discipline right there and structure. Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. You are dedicated to getting trained for this. When is your marathon?
It's October the 12th.
Oh my God, that's my anniversary. 7 years
Oh, nice.
married.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. That you're going to be, and what's the miles on the marathon?
Yeah, so I'm doing a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. Yeah.
Are you going to run and walk or run all the way?
Right now I'm training in the most toughest conditions. By then, the weather's gonna be a little nicer. It's gonna be fall. So I think based on the training I'm doing now, I'll probably be able to run the majority of it. But, I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself. If I need to take a little walk here or there or refill with water or
Yeah.
whatever, I'll definitely do that. But I plan on being successful and basically completing it in a respectable time.
This is so intriguing. And then, so you do 6 miles every morning almost?
Not every morning. Today was one of my longer runs toward the end of the week. During the beginning of the week, it's a recovery run, then different intervals, and then speed run. And at the end of the week, it's your long run. The week before, it was 10 miles, and that was rather tough, especially
Ooh.
considering the weather conditions. But
Mm.
yeah, it's 13.1 miles will be the distance of the race, and at longest, I've ran 10 miles during my training right now.
Wow. And you're doing it by yourself in the mornings?
Correct. Just my headphones, hat, running bag, cell phone, and nature.
I love it. I love it. Well, Lawrence, this has been wonderful. Would you recommend this 30-day cleanse? Would you recommend this to focus? Some people want to do this for weight loss. Would you recommend that, or would you just recommend it for to help you get structured or to help you just get back on track or reset, but not necessarily for weight loss?
I think everybody has a reason for doing whatever they're trying to accomplish. Some people do it for weight loss. Some people do it for structure. Some people do it because they're having health issues. I'd recommend it to anybody, depending on what your situation is. I think there's nothing but benefits from it. Clarity of mind, better health, weight loss, structure, balance. I think doing something like this will call you to your higher self. It'll allow you to give you the confidence to keep going on whatever health trajectory you're doing. And I recommend it to everyone. I think there's no downfalls to it. There's only benefits and positives.
And do you have any advice about this, like something you learned from doing it that you don't want other people to repeat, or any advice about it?
Yeah, I'd say
for those that are considering it.
Sure. Yeah, I would say just remember your why. That helped me quite a bit through it. I mean, like I said, I've been on this journey for a while now. There's been ups and downs, and I've always found a way to like get myself together to get back on track. But remember your why, because every day is not going to be easy. There's going to be some stresses of life that may come your way, whether it's your job or relationship, anything. You could be in traffic and get upset and pull over to a gas station and grab a bag of Doritos because for whatever reason, you're just having a bad day. But long story short, remember your why and talk to people, hang out with people, follow people online who are doing the same things you're trying to accomplish, because you're going to gain momentum and gain inspiration from other people. So really submerge yourself into the lifestyle, focus on what you're trying to do, and have fun while you're doing it. I think when you're having fun with what you're doing and you're serious about what you're doing, you're going to get some good results. So that'd be my advice.
Thank you for that. Where would you like people to find you, Lawrence? Like any platforms you want to talk about where people can look you up on?
Absolutely. You can find me at Leaf Life with Lawrence on Instagram and Leaf Life with Lawrence on YouTube.
Okay. And I'll be putting that in the description, everyone, so you can go follow him and subscribe to his YouTube channel and all that good stuff. I always love his content. So inspiring. I'm going to start going to bed earlier because of him. Anyway, well, thank you so much, Lawrence, for coming on my platform and sharing your always, what's the word? A breath of fresh air for when I talk to you, and just when I see your videos, you're just like a breath of fresh air. You make me want to skip down a field of hay.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
And your family, yes, and your family is so gorgeous. Your wife is beautiful. You guys are just a beautiful family all together. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you were inspired as well. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.